Legislation giving the Northern Ireland Secretary the power to cut Assembly members' salaries will be fast-tracked through the Commons later. The Executive Formation Bill will extend the time period for parties to return to power-sharing government. It will face just 1 day of scrutiny from MPs as the legislation is being rushed through Parliament. Northern Ireland MPs have tabled amendments to the bill in a bid to secure changes, but the Commons Speaker Sir Lindsay Hoyle decides which, if any, are selected for a vote. If the Democratic Unionist Party, DUP, refuses to end its boycott of the Stormont institutions by December 8, the bill will give Mr. Heaton-Harris the option to either call an election, which would be for some time between mid-January and the beginning of March, or extend the deadline by 6 weeks to January 19. If nothing changes by then, an election could take place by April 13. The bill also gives the Secretary of State the power to amend Assembly members' salaries while the Assembly is unable to conduct business and maintain public service delivery. It could see wages cut by 27%, or just over U14000, reducing their incomes from U51500 to U37337. Mr. Heaton-Harris previously said he would be able to use the power from mid-December, but he has not yet named a specific date he would implement such a cut. The legislation will also clarify the limited decision-making powers that civil servants now have in the absence of ministers. Extra provisions are also being made to allow a regional rate to be set, should an executive not be in place, as well as powers for the approval of some public appointments. Northern Ireland has been without a functioning government since February as the DUP has refused to return to power sharing in protest over the Northern Ireland Protocol. Unionist politicians argue the post-Brexit trading arrangement undermines Northern Ireland's position in the UK. It keeps the region aligned with some EU trade rules to ensure goods can move freely across the Irish land border. Despite an Assembly election in May, in which Sinn Féin registered trademark and won the largest number of seats, and 4 attempts to elect an Assembly Speaker, the DUP continued to refuse to nominate executive ministers. The UK and EU remain in talks about the protocol, in the hope of getting a deal to suit both sides.